Well, that did not go as we expected. Josh D'Amaro has taken over as CEO of the Walt Disney Company, and straight into his first day, flubbed badly. In fact, sadly, the mainstream, lamestream, going extinct dinosaur media is in full defense mode now, trying to protect the Disney company. And how are they doing so? Well, you won't believe who they say is keeping the company safe in the face of Josh D'Amaro doing poorly. Hello, folks. The stock is never down here on the Pro Channel, even if it could be crashing for other businesses and indexes out there. Folks, as we dive in, click the like button, drop a comment down below. Let's go, go, go. Talk about Tomorrowland. It's not a fun land right now because, well, day number one did not go as expected. Well, the Disney stock did not do well. This is something you don't see very often, ladies and gentlemen. Josh D'Amaro stepped out. And on the day of this man taking over the role as the new CEO, no buzz was to be found for the Walt Disney Company. Dropped almost a full percentage point. And what's more important, look at how it dropped. Everybody was excited. No financial advice being given here, but everybody was really on cloud nine. So about 10:30-ish a.m., and then it started to decline, but it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. And then the shareholders meeting began. Skadoosh. That's right, folks. We said skadoosh. Disney stock did not do well once the festivities began. 5 years, of course, the Disney company is down just about 48%, 47.99. It doesn't take much to round that to 48%. How's that compared to the S&P 500? Well, Disney is down. S&P 500 over the past 5 years, up 70%. That means that if you'd invested in the S&P 500, you'd be doing a lot better than if you had Disney. Why? Well, because, ladies and gentlemen, if Disney had risen at the same levels as the S&P 500, the stock for Disney would be over 300 smackerels. Yeah. And let me tell you, it got worse because when Josh D'Amaro took the questions at the Disney shareholders meeting, it was a farce. And I frankly was shocked at how bad it was. Now, that means that at 2:30 p.m., it was time for a freak out from the punditry. IndieWire has this. How is the parks guy becoming Disney CEO different than the last time? Oh, this is harsh. Is he Bob Chapek all over again?
No.
Oh, no. Because IndieWire is trying to calm fears. Because everybody who listened to that shareholders meeting is saying, what the heck was that? Josh D'Amaro has Dana Walden. Oh, she's going to say, that's what's, got it. Yep, she's going to fix everything. Here's the article. But folks, as we read it, you got to know the meta. This is why they're doing it. Because he was so underwhelming, so bad. Every question sounded like a middle schooler was reading it. I couldn't believe it. I'm not trying to be mean to the guy. He needs to do well. I want him to do well. Today, his first day was not one of those days. And that's why, if you want to know behind the scenes what's going on here, places like IndieWire, damage control. When Bob Iger stepped down as Disney CEO in February of 2020, everything went to crap. I put that in there, okay? But JPEG came in and they didn't like him. That's because he wanted to get out of the pandemic, okay? Today, Bob Iger is retiring again, and he's handing over the reins to another new CEO whose primary focus has been the parks division of Disney. A bad succession plan was what led Iger to come back to the last time. No, it's not. It's that Chapek didn't want to do politics, and the company said, screw that. We're going to be political, and we're going to put divisive kids content in, and Bob Iger's going to make it happen. So what makes this new parks guy different this time around? Well, Tomorrow has a partner, a.k.a. a woman Chapek didn't have. Dana Walden, Dana. All right, we got Dana, and she's going to be the savior. The mousy messiah is back in the House of Mouses. We previously called Langley, who is now being compared to Dana Walden, the most powerful woman in Hollywood. Culture, they're desperate. Josh D'Amaro did not do a good job, and so now they're trying to steady the ship by saying, well, it's okay, because even if he doesn't know how to answer a question, even if he just speaks in word salad and clearly wasn't prepared, Dana is. Dana's gonna take care of everything, Culture.
Yeah, no, especially if you looked at what our new creative leadership team is. I'm a lot worried. I'm not a little worried. I'm a lot worried. I mean, when what is described as his mic drop moment versus hers, her particular casting of her executive creative support system is terrifying to me, starting with Ms. O'Connor. But that's an entirely different conversation. Like I said, they're struggling.
You said it's an entirely different conversation, but I'll insert it. You ready? Culture. Okay. What you're talking about is that Dana Walden, who has the number 2 position at Disney, she has created an all new job right underneath her that controls everything. And who did she put in that number 2 spot underneath her? She put in the woman that she placed in charge of ABC News for the election, which if you watched ABC News during the election time, you know it was not fair, you know it was not balanced, you know it was not objective, it had a mission. That same person is now in charge of everything TV, streaming, blah, 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 blah at the Walt Disney Company, and her name is Debbie O'Connell.
Yeah. And look, sorry, O'Connell, not O'Connor. But the point being is that she put somebody in there that is not just biased, but clearly anti-family, somebody who was in large support of not just story group politics, but in all aspects of the corporate change and the Reimagine Tomorrow folks.
Yeah, she partnered with Linda Glisson, right?
Yeah.
Glisson that tries to insert stuff into kids, into schools. Anyway, hang on just a second. Folks, there's another article we just found from Fortune, okay? And it's behind a paywall, so we won't cheat. We won't cheat. We won't. You go read it if you've got a subscription to Fortune. But just look at the headline by Preston Foray. Disney's new CEO, Josh D'Amaro, once planned to be a sculptor. He admits, I don't know, is one of the most important phrases in his career. What a great headline for the first day as CEO.
No.
This is how it's going right now.
No, look, in pundits and people that are, again, company fluffers think that his big mic drop moment today was simply put, while others in the industry are consolidating just to compete, are struggling just to be relevant in a fragmented and disrupted world, which he helped create, or anybody at Disney helped create, Disney's in a category of one. What? They've been driving the industry downward for a long time. And then he added, poised to accelerate into our next era of innovation and growth. What innovation and growth can Disney drive from the giant hole that they've dug for themselves over the course of the last 2 years?
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, they were talking about negative growth. They're down 50%, right? Negative growth. Ron, this is not the way a CEO wants to get started. You would think that fanfare would be here and that people would be cheering on, hey, Josh D'Amaro, whoopee. And it's kind of how things were going the prior day. But after what he did today, not a lot of celebration right now on Wall Street, I don't think. I think he kind of, he's good at shrinking away from the big moment. And this was a big moment. He didn't perform well. What say you, Ron?
Well, I'm going to counter with something there. Yes. I'm going to say something really, really good about Josh D'Amaro. Okay, you ready?
Wait. Hold on a second. Has Josh D'Amaro paid you anything for this? Are you on a quid pro quo?
No,
gotta ask.
He's not.
Have you met Josh D'Amaro in person?
Well, yes, and that was the good thing that I was going to say about him. I've finally met a CEO.
He schmoozed you, Ron. He schmoozed you. He talked to you and he made you feel like you were on cloud nine. He said,
no, he didn't. It's funny. I will tell you exactly what my interaction with Josh D'Amaro was. First of all, I was getting off my very last shift ever as a temporary lifeguard, right? Like I was temporarily the post, coming back from the thing. So I'm at the Riviera, and we have this one lifeguard who was special. And he walked out off the out of the pool area first, and he spotted Josh eating at Bar Riva with some other executive, right? And he goes, and this kid, I don't know, 18, 19, I thought he was going to get fired and get us all fired because he goes, hey guys, it's Josh D'Amaro, get over here. And we're like, oh, great. Well, we can't not go now.
Hey Josh, we're just lifeguarding and stuff. How's your chili dog, man?
That's pretty much what happened. So I was in the back, and I'm like, please don't recognize me because I'd like to have my job tomorrow.
Ron, don't lie to us. You made your pecs bounce, didn't you?
No,
he probably did. I mean,
you go up to him and say, hello, Josh.
Yeah, Ron's like, don't. His boobs are bouncing.
I'm a lifeguard by day and Gaston by night.
Yeah, I'm the Gaston you wanted to get rid of because
Whoa. Okay. So Ron, you had an encounter with Josh. How did it go?
Yeah. It was fine. It was just like he was like, I can't remember. I think he said, "Is everybody, is everybody happy here or having a good time?"
And then Ron said, "That's a great question. Here at the Walt Disney Company for the past 100 years, we've always tried to be as happy as we could be."
That was He's so funny. I just have to say this about Josh, except apparently this didn't happen today. But generally speaking, Josh knows what audience he's in front of and will give them whatever the hell answer he knows that they want.
That's why I was shocked. Well, listen, he's been described to me as very personable.
He is.
Very conversational. And he came out today. I don't know if he had the jitters. I don't know what's going on. But the man, every question, he had the same answer for it. The way he ended it was the same. Yeah, and in between was word salad. And I was literally sitting there thinking, Josh, just tell us one thing that's like.
Let me be fair, though. Let me be fair. Josh is taking over a company that has just gone downhill in reputation over the last 5 years like no other company has in history. I would be scared to freaking death if I was in his shoes today, having to take over after Bob Iger and then pretend that Bob Iger was doing this great job. I'd probably answer questions like,
"That's the problem."
That's a great question. Maybe that's what it is.
But he genuinely feels like that's the only thing he can say because he cannot throw shade at the man that's walking out the door early because he's such a failure, a dismal one. And look, let's talk about this. In my most recent interaction with Josh specifically was at the opening of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which replaced the great movie attraction at the studios.
Okay.
Yeah. So our interaction as a group, and mind you, I was hosting a family there. We were say again.
How did I not see you, Culture? I was there.
I'm sure you did multiple times. You just didn't know it. And I didn't have a massive beard at the time. But the conversation that we had, he sounded more like a Parks person, like a Parks fan person than he does now. He genuinely did sound the part at the time. And now he sounds like a corporate transplant. He sounds like he is trying to fit in an environment created by his predecessor, and he does not know how to get out of the situation. He listened to the people around him who would admonishing the changes that happened to the great movie ride and especially to the queue area. A lot of people were very dissatisfied with what was happening to the Grumman's Chinese Theater and everything around it. And mind you, this is during a preview designed for fans specifically, and the people that were fans. So when you start to talk about this type of thing, you have to recognize that in this situation, he's more a fish out of water than maybe we even realize. He's not prepared for the environment that he's in because he was largely relegated to parks. He's worked his way up through parks management. And even becoming the heads of parks and experiences didn't really give him the full sense of all the things he was going to run up against going into things. He just allowed for elements underneath him to change without even recognizing what the reception was going to be. I think he's largely been surprised by some of the backlash, but I'm not going to play defense for this guy. He should have paid attention to the corporate culture that was changing, within his eyesight. And I don't think he did.
I think he's made a serious miscalculation, and I wish that he had not made this. I'm rooting for the guy. I want him to succeed. I really am. I think he miscalculated in that he did not come off as a strong CEO. He comes off as empathetic. He comes across as caring, but he does not come across as somebody who is very sure of his vision. He doesn't come across as somebody who necessarily has a vision. He is very wishy-washy. Yes. I don't want to, but listen, I think that he is either very controllable from Wall Street or he is very defeatable from Dana Walden. But I did not get the sense from this meeting that this is a Bob Iger kind of guy who is going to come in and say, it's going to be my way. This is the way. This is the vision. He's not a Lassiter type. This is a guy who came across a little bit in a sidekick role, but he's the leader. He's been designated as the leader. And I don't know that that's going to work very long. I don't know that he can fend off the sharks. And sharks, there are aplenty at a place made for a mouse. You know, we really hope that you felt this video was satisfactual. We know we had an actual good time participating and communicating with each and every one of you out there listening. It is a great honor. It is a great pleasure, even a responsibility to do this on a daily basis. You give us the dream job we love doing, and for that we can never say thank you enough. There's only one small favor we ask beyond what has already been done, and that is, folks, consider it. That is clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It's the notification bell, and drop a comment right on down below. Let us know your thoughts, because your thoughts do indeed matter, no matter what the mainstream media would otherwise say. Folks, as we say every single time we end these videos, because we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the video. Remember, this Wednesday is the Disney Shareholders Meeting. Coverage live on the Pro Channel begins at 10 a.m. this Wednesday. Also, friends, if you'd like to join us for MegaCon, we'll have a booth set up for you to join. Info on the screen. Come see Marvin, Lorne, and maybe one more at MegaCon, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday. We'll see you. Thanks for being here. You're the Gigawatts.